The 12 Principles of Animation were first introduced in 1930 in the book The Illusion of Life, Disney Animation, written by two of Disney's 9 old men, Ollie Johnston and Frank Thomas. The 12 Principles of Animations are an integral part of animation as they help an animated action look realistic and believable. The squash and stretch is used in all animation to elicit the illusion of gravity, weight, flexibility, and mass of a character or an object. This is achieved by compressing, squashing, a character when it moves closer to the ground and stretching them when they back up away from the ground. It is important when using this principle to have the volume of a character or object remain constant. Anticipation is used to inform the audience of a major action about to take place. Consider how someone needs to bend their knees in order to build up the energy for a jump. Staging also applies to camera positioning and movement, similar to composition in art. It is important to guide the viewer's eye to what's most important within the scene. In addition, any secondary motions should be kept to a minimum so as to not distract from the main action. Straight ahead and pose-to-pose animation are two different methods of animating. Straight ahead animation produces more fluid and realistic movements, whereas pose-to-pose animation yields a more dramatic or emotional scene. Pose-to-pose allows an animator to see the story faster, as storytelling poses will be drawn first. Follow-through is the idea of having secondary parts of a character or object coming to a stop after the main action. Tied together with this idea is overlapping action. Overlapping action is when a character moves across the screen and some parts of the body move before or at a different rate than others. Similar to other principles, the slow in and slow out is designed to portray realism in the actions and movements of characters and objects. For this effect, animators will animate more frames in the beginning and end of a movement and fewer frames in the middle. When animating, it is best to follow the laws of physics. Most objects or characters follow an arc when in motion, as portrayed in real life, where it is rare for rigid and harsh movement. This principle reinforces and adds realism within the animation. Secondary actions are present to emphasize or support the main action going on within the scene, in addition to adding dimension to the main action. This may be subtle movement of hair in response to a walk, or a slight change in facial expression. Similar to the staging principle, secondary action should not distract from the main action. In order for timing to have effect, it will need to follow the laws of physics. Replicating the timing of a movement from the real world will enhance the sense of believability and realism an object or character portrays. Adjusting the timing of a scene, animators are able to make them look faster and crisper, or slower and smoother. Exaggeration evolves around overstating certain actions as a way to evoke a point without affecting the believability and realism of an action. Using exaggeration in a character or object's action will help it look more dynamic and interesting to the audience. Solid drawing is mainly about knowing and understanding how to draw in a three-dimensional space, being able to portray 3D characters in 2D. An animator's characters, objects, and the world in which they live need to be appealing, compelling, and interesting to viewers. This means understanding how to draw and animate in a way that provokes interest and curiosity. It is essential to integrate and practice these principles whilst animating in order to create outstanding feature and short films that are believable and realistic.